welcome to Treasury Notes, a show dedicated to the latest news and information from the office of West Virginia State Treasurer John Perdue. I'm your host, Gina Long. State Treasurer Perdue's Net Worth Initiative is designed to implement comprehensive financial education at every grade level in every school around the state. Over the past several months, that program has gained strength and support. Treasurer Perdue recently unveiled one of the middle school components of the program at John Adams Middle School in Charleston. The Get a Life game is designed to teach financial life lessons at the middle school level. Students literally get an adult life for the day. They get a job with a salary, pay monthly bills, and shop for life's necessities. Teachers at John Adams say the hands-on learning approach is working, and they're excited to see the students respond to the game. Students at other West Virginia schools are also cashing in on the learning experience, and community members are helping out as well. Here's more from one of the other Get a Life events in Kanawha County. Some students at Sissonville Middle School are gaining life lessons by balancing a monthly budget.
I'm almost out of money.
7th grade student Kaylee Goff is one of dozens of students learning from the Get a Life game. The game is part of State Treasurer John Perdue's Net Worth Initiative to integrate financial learning in every school around the state. The game helps show students what it takes to live an adult life 1 month at a time.
I thought things were cheaper, but when you come and look at it yourself, then it's much more expensive.
Goff says she now has a greater appreciation for mom and dad's money. State and local business leaders say that's the goal.
I think it's a great opportunity, and I think it's critical that we start educating our young people on the true economics of living.
Ruth Lemon is president of the West Virginia Automobile and Truck Dealers Association. She says this is the perfect exercise for students.
This is something that we've been very interested in making sure that the purchasers of vehicles understand the total impact on their lifestyle and on their making sure that it's affordable and that it does meet their needs.
The game even accounts for life's unexpected costs thanks to a visit from the Green Reaper. Brian Allman with Leadership West Virginia played the part. He says the event is a unique opportunity to get young people thinking about their finances.
I think it's a great opportunity for the business community to come together with the school systems and actually partner together and help the students see the challenges that face them when they get out in the real world, and also see the correlation between your education and your income earning ability.
And for students like Kaylee Goff, it's an experience that has a lasting impact.
It's a fun way of learning how to do it.
As part of the Get a Life game, students start off with a job and salary they can get right out of high school. But one of the unique features of the game is that halfway through the game, students have the opportunity to go back and get a career they could achieve with a college degree or some type of post-secondary education. It's never too early to start saving for that education, especially if it helps get you to your dream job. Some elementary school students are writing about those dream jobs, and it's paying off. Coming up, we'll tell you how these students are winning college savings one career goal at a time. Stay with us.
We find all kinds of items, and that becomes unclaimed property, and it mounts into millions of dollars. It could be stock, it could be CDs, but it could also be a diamond ring or a gold watch of your dad's. We returned over $50 million to the people of West Virginia. I'm proud of that. You can go on our website, you can look at the names and see if your name's on there or someone that you recognize. We set the standards in the nation in returning unclaimed property.
Welcome back to Treasury Notes. I'm your host, Gina Long. Some West Virginia elementary school students are now on the road to saving for a college education. The winners of the 3rd annual When I Grow Up essay contest were recently announced by State Treasurer John Perdue at the Cultural Center in Charleston. Here's more from that event.
I will do whatever it takes to get into college and become a veterinarian.
Cassidy Fraley from Berkeley Heights Elementary School is now closer to her career goal thanks to the Smart 529 When I Grow Up essay contest.
I think it's great, and she's always wanted to do that, so I think she actually will do that, become a veterinarian. she loves animals.
Cassidy is one of 15 elementary school students from around the state who won a Smart 529 college savings account, all for answering the question, what do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be an eye doctor. When I grow up, I want to be a pediatric heart surgeon because my baby brother Mason had to have open heart surgery. When I grow up, I want to be an oncology nurse. When I grow up, I want to be a successful violinist because I love music and playing the violin. When I grow up, I will be an animal doctor.
When I grow up, I want to be a delivery doctor because I want to be the doctor that says you have twins.
I give great detail when drawing, so when I grow up, I want to be an architect so that I can design all kinds of things.
These essay winners traveled to the State Cultural Center in Charleston to accept their awards and recite their essays. Each walked away with $500 invested in a Smart 529 account and a $500 cash prize for their school.
Cassidy Fraley.
Cassidy's name was drawn to receive the Smart 529 College Savings Account grand prize of $5,000.
I think it is an excellent program, and I'm so glad to now be a part of it.
Parents of other winners agree.
Just to know that the money's there for when she gets ready for college, and that means a lot to us.
College education is so important in your life.
State Treasurer John Perdue and the Hartford sponsored the contest to promote the importance of saving for higher education. Many teachers say it's a message they're happy to help spread.
I think a lot of families don't think about that and they don't save. They just kind of maybe live from paycheck to paycheck, and first thing you know, the years go quickly and college is here, and so I think this is a great savings plan.
Anytime you can start ahead of time saving money for college or for a technical school, it's really good. It's a really great program.
West Virginia's Smart 529 College Savings Program currently has 6,800 active accounts. For more information on the program, log on to www.wvtreasury.com. Well, you know, you don't have to win an essay contest to sign up for a Smart 529 College Savings account. I'm joined now by Tazuer Smith, who is Deputy Treasurer of College Savings, and you're also Financial Education.
Sorry, Gina.
And Amy Hamilton, the Smart 529's Customer Relations Director. Thank you both for joining me here today.
Thanks for having us, Gina.
Now, you were both at this event at the Cultural Center. What was your reaction to all of these students? I know most of them got up there and recited their essays. They were very cute.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction, Amy, to some of the things that you heard?
It's really exciting to see what these kids want to be when they grow up, because they've already started thinking ahead about their future plans, and we're trying to help them find a way to get there.
And Tazuer, you were there as well. Talk a little bit about why it's so important that these students start saving at a very early age.
Well, primarily because, as we all know, the cost of higher education is increasing at a faster rate than any other sector in our economy. Essentially, it outstrips normal inflation on an annual basis. And if students start saving now, early, they really can benefit from the investments that the Hartford makes on behalf of them in the Smart 529 program. Basically, the investment returns compound themselves as a student ages. And essentially, I mean, really, students at a young age really need to begin preparing for the cost of college. It is not going to decrease in the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
so.
College is expensive, and it like you said, the price keeps going up. Amy, talk a little bit about how much it takes to start an account, because I know one of the big myths is that you have to have substantial savings already to start a Smart 529 account.
Right. You can start with as little as $50 to open your account and then contribute what you want, when you want thereafter.
Who can start this account? Does it have to be the parents, the students themselves? Who can start the account?
Typically, most of our accounts are set up by parents, and then the second highly opened accounts are from the grandparents.
All right, so these accounts, when they're opened by, say, a parent or a grandparent in maybe one child's name, a lot of times they think, well, if that child doesn't use all of it, it can then be transferred, right?
It sure can. You can open them up for multiple children or grandchildren, or you could use one and then kind of filter it down as the student uses them. Just keep in mind that both students can't use it at the same time, so if they're close in age, they cannot use it at the same time.
So it doesn't have to stay in one person's name?
Right.
All right, that's always a good feature. And another misconception is that it has to be someone who's young, who's just getting ready to go to college. You can be any age to start a Smart 529 account.
That's correct. I mean, these accounts are certainly also appropriate for people that are receiving additional training after, they've lost a job, or basically if they want to transition into some other field. So, I mean, you deposit the money and you can use it for books, tuition, housing, and this year actually a change in the federal legislation that authorizes the program allows for the use of funds for computers and computer-related expenses. So they really are a universal education resource for students of all ages.
And it doesn't just have to be college education.
No. Training in trade schools, chef school, and basically any higher education training is an acceptable use, a permitted use of these funds.
I know one of the biggest questions I get when I'm talking about Smart 529 is, where can I use this account? Where can we use it? Does it have to be an in-state school? Can we go out of state with it?
Sure, that's a big myth that you only can use it in West Virginia. You can use that at thousands of schools nationwide, including the regular colleges and universities, as you might think, but also the vocational and technical schools. And that also includes a lot of barber colleges, beauty colleges. There's a lot of those that our students are going to. Community colleges.
With the Smart 529, a lot of parents will sometimes say, well, my student might get a Promise scholarship. There's a lot of in-state scholarships, but that doesn't mean you necessarily don't have to save for college.
Exactly. You're always going to have some additional costs, possibly for room and board. Promise also doesn't pay for books, so you've got to think of the things like that you want to save for.
And just, Tazuer, if you could, give me your sales pitch. Why is this such a good plan to invest in? Why is it so important that you're investing in something like a Smart 529 account as opposed to just sticking those 20s under the mattress?
Right, and I mean, that's a question we get frequently. But the bottom line here really is what I initially said. The cost of a college education is rising on average 8% a year at this point. If you're just saving money and you're not allowing that money to make money for you, you are not going to be able to pay outright for those expenses once your child reaches the age of 18 or when they decide to enroll in school. So it's really very important to be able to use the money that you're able to set aside to make more money for yourself in order to reach your college savings goals.
Absolutely, get the most bang for your buck.
That's correct.
Right? All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right.
The primary function of the Treasurer's Office is cash management. People don't realize that we are the largest bank in the state of West Virginia. People have no idea how much money comes through the Treasurer's Office, over $13 billion now. I pride myself in being the best state in managing money in the nation. I'm the banker of state government. We are your bank. We take care of your money.
Welcome back to Treasury Notes. I'm your host, Gina Long. We are here talking with Tazuer Smith and Amy Hamilton with the Smart 529 College Savings Plan. And ladies, this actually is an investment plan. Before the break, we were talking a lot about how the reason to invest in something like this is because you can be making money essentially all the time while you sleep, because you're investing into something that's making money. But a lot of people, that scares them because they don't really have a lot of education in investing their money. Are there people on hand that can help these people who want to invest in a Smart 529, help them make those decisions?
Sure, we offer different types of plans. One plan that you can go straight through us if you're comfortable with investing on your own, or you can go to your local bank or brokerage and get help from somebody there.
All right. And they will actually sit down with you, talk about the process. If you come to the treasurer's office or if you give you guys a call on the phone, talk about the process that these people have to go through.
Sure. Basically, once you've decided to where you want to invest your money, what age allocations or other portfolios you want to put your money in, you just need basic information, your name, your address. The only thing that you may not have on hand would be a Social Security number. So that are some things that parents don't always have on hand for their child when they sign them up.
What happens if you want to change your investment options? Is that something that you can do pretty easily?
Yeah, it's a very simple process, actually. As Amy mentioned earlier, the Hartford is the company that manages our funds. They administer the program for us, and they have a 1-800 number. They're open, I believe, from 6 until 8, is that correct, on a daily basis, and you can easily call and make those arrangements. I mean, the accounts are very easy to maintain.
And these accounts, you know, going back to what we originally started talking about, was they're good for all ages. We saw on the video earlier about these children, some of them were in kindergarten, who now have $500 toward a Smart 529 account. That can only grow. So if people start an account now, there's a lot of hope that through the years, through the many years, they can continue to build on this. It doesn't have to be something that happens right away.
That's correct.
And talk a little bit too about just the fact that this investment option, while it's good because we talked a lot about making money on the investment, it's also good because it gives people something to reach for. It gives them something that's attainable. They can see it. They can monitor as much as they want, continue to see it grow.
Sure, it really encourages a child to know that college is in their future. So if the parents can always instill in them that they have savings for the future, that child would more than likely be prepared to go to college instead of somebody who just is forced to get student loans and things like that.
And if you could just reiterate some of the tax advantages to having this account.
Sure, it grows federal and state tax free when you use it. If you use it for qualified expenses, that's also federal and state tax free. And then there's also a special West Virginia deduction as you contribute your money each year to the plan.
The Smart 529 always makes a great gift. You know, the holidays are here. This is a great opportunity for someone who doesn't have a good gift idea to think about giving a Smart 529. Talk about the benefits of giving this as a gift as opposed to just giving it to someone in your immediate family.
Sure, you can always give some money to the plan as a gift. Basically, all you'll need is the child's account number. We ask that you write that on the check that you would send, make your check payable to Smart 529, give it to the parent or mail that into us. The biggest benefit is that child will know that that money is there, ready to go for them in the future.
And you also have a website that parents can log on to and get lots of more information on this.
Sure, all of the investment programs, they're all featured on the website at smart529.com, just like the name, it's that simple. All the prospectuses for each of the independent or individual investment plans are available there. There's also a frequently asked questions page and step-by-step directions for enrolling in the plan.
And I think that's one of the great things about this plan, you know, as we were talking about. It is a step-by-step assisted program. There's always going to be someone there that you can call or ask questions. Talk a little bit about some of your customer relations support.
Basically, the Hartford does do that for us. Our toll-free phone number is where most people need to call. We can answer basic questions. We are not allowed to give you advice because we are not tax advisors. So we suggest that you talk to like a local tax advisor or broker if you do have those types of questions.
But there are a lot of general questions that people can pick up the phone or log on to the website and get some more information. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gina.
When we return, we take a look back at 2009 and we introduce you to someone who is sharing his passion for NASCAR one tire at a time. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
I look at Smart 529 as one of the cornerstones of the Treasurer's Office. It gives parents and grandparents an opportunity to save for that college education. We work day and night trying to make people aware how important it is for them to save at a very young age for that college education for their children and grandchildren. Education is the future for West Virginia. I believe that's the future for our children, and that's why I made it one of the cornerstones in the Treasurer's Office.
Welcome back to Treasury Notes, a show dedicated to the news and information of West Virginia State Treasurer John Perdue's office. I'm your host, Gina Long. 2009 was a busy year for State Treasurer John Perdue. As we look forward to 2010, we first want to take a look back at some of the recent accomplishments of the State Treasurer's office. At the inauguration ceremony in January, West Virginia State Treasurer John Perdue was sworn in for his 4th term as State Treasurer. It was the start of a busy year. In 2009, Treasurer Perdue successfully hosted 3 Women and Money conferences, with the one at the University of Charleston marking his 25th Women and Money conference since beginning the schedule in 2002. Treasurer Perdue also added a new tier to his money conference schedule, a money conference for high school students. In 2009, Treasurer Perdue continued his commitment to the people of West Virginia with his Working for You tour of the state. October brought one of the biggest highlights for the Treasurer's office. Treasurer Perdue accepted a national award in Philadelphia. The Institute for Financial Literacy presented him with the Eiffel Award for Excellence in Financial Literacy Education. The award recognizes his development of the net worth program, which he took to the next level in 2009. The Treasurer launched one of the middle school components of his net worth program, the Get a Life game. Students at 3 schools had the opportunity to cash in on learning by becoming an adult for a day. Treasurer Perdue is now looking forward to making new memories in 2010. And we look forward to 2010. Before we go, we want to introduce you to someone who works right here in the Treasurer's office. Jack Kinsey is a NASCAR fan who takes his love for the sport to the next level, and he does it by sharing his passion with others. Greg Stone has more.
This is a crazy man with wild hair. This is a crazy man with wild hair who drives a monster truck. You're watching this crazy man who drives a monster truck on Jack Kinsey's latest creation, the television within an actual NASCAR tire.
I was really just wanting to get into something. I had a tire hanging on the wall and had a TV, and I told him to get him down for me. We was going to put the TV inside of the tire and make a screen for it. And Chris said, "Nah," he said, "that ain't going to work, Dad." He said, "You're crazy."
But, lo and behold, Kinsey's idea of a 15-inch flat-screen TV mounted within an authentic NASCAR tire did work.
It worked, and I got to tell him I told you so, and he's an engineer.
By day, Kinsey is supervisor of State Treasurer John Perdue's check processing center. In his spare time, he is a huge Mark Martin fan and a budding NASCAR merchandiser. Well, at least he hopes so.
The tires, I actually get them out of North Carolina, off the supplier for NASCAR. And whenever I get them from them, we go up and get a truckload of them. They actually have the driver's number on the tire, but we've got to remove those because I'm not licensed through that particular driver, and I really don't feel like getting sued.
The tires themselves come from a factory in Cornelius, North Carolina, a facility which supplies all tires to NASCAR. Kinsey hasn't worked out an agreement to identify which driver's tire is wrapped around a particular television, but he's working on it. One of the toughest parts of actually building the units, Kinsey said, was finding a blade to cut through the metal bead that rings the inside of the tire. The notches cut in the tire are crucial for providing access for TV installation and remote control use. With the help of friend and financial backer Jerry McIntosh, Kinsey designed a special brace that bolts to the back of the television. The brace is affixed to brackets inside of the tire that creates a sturdy one-piece unit suitable for any type of placement. Painted black, scratch-resistant plexiglass provides a neat and tidy background frame for the screen. A glance in Kinsey's garage reveals an almost Walmart-like line of televisions, especially when tuned to the same station. He has them in some Napa Auto stores and Will's Gun and Pawn. He even owns a patent on the design, a fact the Charleston Daily Mail pointed out when it did a feature on him and his televisions. Racing of one form or another has been in Kinsey's blood since he was small. Here he shows the winning Pinewood Derby car on the left that he and his father designed in 1972. That car won Best Design. A generation later, he and his daughter also worked on a silver and blue racer that won Best Design for that particular race. His foray into TV marketing and presentation is an extension of that.
Oh, I'm very excited about it. That everybody's seen it. I've had nothing but positive feedback from it. Even the people that doesn't even like racing love the concept, the novelty idea of it. It's definitely a conversation piece. Something's been going around the track for 200 miles an hour.
A unique hobby and definitely something Mr. Kinsey can share with many other NASCAR fans. We'll be right back after this break. Stay with us.
We find all kinds of items, and that becomes unclaimed property, and it mounts into millions of dollars. It could be stock, it could be CDs, but it could also be a diamond ring or a gold watch of your dad's. We returned over $50 million to the people of West Virginia. I'm proud of that. You can go on our website, you can look at the names and see if your name's on there or someone that you recognize. We set the standards in the nation in returning unclaimed property.
Welcome back to Treasury Notes. We appreciate you joining us today. One of the big highlights of 2009 is that State Treasurer John Perdue unveiled a new website. You can visit it at www.wvtreasury.com. The website has the very latest news and information and events from the Treasurer's office. You can see the website right here. There's a lot of information on the website. One of the main things is, again, that you can see what is in the news, the latest happenings of the Treasurer's office. You can also read about some of the recent awards that the Treasurer won. We talked earlier about the Eiffel Award. There's a lot more information about that on the website as well. Another big feature to the State Treasurer's website is that you can search for unclaimed property. All you have to do is type in your last name and your first name, and you can search to see if there's any unclaimed property out there that you might be attached to. It's a great tool for people who think that there's no way that they could have some unclaimed property, but then come to find out that, sure enough, somewhere along the line, some dollars got lost along the way. You can go to our website and check it out. It's a great tool. Some other tools on the website, you can also look at some video on the website. We have past shows of Treasury Notes, so you can also view this show right on our website. Again, that is www.wvtreasury.com. Again, want to thank our guests, Tazuer Smith and Amy Hamilton, for being here today. Also, thanks to Greg Stone, Jason Philibon, and Eric Tolbert for all their help putting together today's show. And of course, thank you to the West Virginia Library Commission for studio direction and technical direction, keeping you informed on the Library Television Network. I'm Gina Long with the West Virginia State Treasurer's Office. We thank you for joining us.